the all-time wins record in WNBA history. 2 from tying Mike Tebow, 3 from becoming the all-time record holder. Off the tip, it is Washington Mystics basketball. Citron, get it inside. A mismatch with Shakira Austin somehow matched up with Olivia Miles, and they don't score, Leah.
And this is what you're going to see the Mystics trying to take advantage of in this game is that post play. They have a height advantage down low, and they can't take advantage of it on their first possession.
Minnesota's first possession of this ball game. Courtney Williams sizing up Amor. This is an improving defensive team in Washington, but Williams will sink the first 3 she sees.
Feeling comfortable once again, Courtney Williams with a strong start here at Target Center.
Courtney Williams has been shooting lights out career highs across the board this season as the Mystics turn it over. 17 points per game on 50% shooting. On the other sideline is Sydney Johnson in his 2nd season as the head coach of the Mystics. Coach Reeve, even from when these teams met in the preseason, Leah, really complimentary of the identity of this team, protecting, scoring in the paint, and getting to the free throw line.
This is an exciting Mystics team to watch. They're playing their best basketball of the season right now. They have back-to-back wins. They've been playing well, sharing the ball. So is Kayla McBride as she knocks down that shot. But this is the youngest team in the WNBA and a team that is still having growing pains, but has showed that they know how to close out some games.
Only 2 players who are not either in their rookie or sophomore seasons. The most senior-led member of this team, Michaela Onyenwere, in her 6th season in the WNBA. Here she drives. Miles knocks it free with 4.6 seconds to go. It's going to stay here. Take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by LutherAuto.com.
For the Lynx, they really want to win those second chance battles. You have big players like Irfan, Betts, and Austin who are all going to be battling for those boards. And then also you want to make this Mystics team into a jump shooting team. They want to live in the paint, so take away the rim and the layups and you take away a big part of their offense.
Olivia Miles looked wide open. Can't knock it down that time. Rebound secured by Natasha Howard. Who else for one of the best rebounding teams in the W? And it leads to another triple. That time Nia Coffey, who's always setting the tone for the Lynx.
Yeah, this is what she's been doing all season long here in Minnesota, as Minnesota's ball movement has been spectacular.
Georgia Amor on the reverse, building her confidence. She scored in double figures in back-to-back games for the first time this season. 6 of 14 shooting combined. Here is Howard, no good from 3-point range. And it's going to be Washington basketball. Howard this season 1 for 5 shooting from beyond the arc.
And Nia Coffey just has really done a nice job benefiting from the Minnesota Lynx offense. You know, the way that they're moving the ball, they're sharing the ball, and she's been able to find that catch-and-shoot looks in this offense here in Minnesota.
Citron takes a little bit of a bump and then hits the fadeaway. She's so dynamic as a scorer. The whistle is going to go on the Minnesota Lynx. An illegal screen on Natasha Howard.
Yeah, Sonia Citron, as you were saying, Sloan is a special player, and it's been fun to watch kind of her evolution of her game, but I like her efficiency in the way that she plays. She just gets things done, can score at all 3 levels.
Area Fenn to take it out. Amor missed all of last season after tearing her ACL in training camp. Now shouldering the load of being a rookie point guard, something us Lynx fans quite familiar with. Azaria Fenn working from the perimeter, now 10 to shoot for the Mystics. Citron will take it and splash it home.
And that's the biggest threat that they have from outside, so Minnesota's going to want to lock down Citron early from that 3-point line because she is a threat from out there.
This is a Washington team that does not rely on the 3-point game. They're last in the W in 3-point attempts per game as Austin sends that into her team's bench.
And this is what a healthy Austin looks like. She has been really good this season in her ability to block shots, but here's her looking at the defense, reading it, and then Citron knocking down the 3-point shot. So some great movement, but then the defensive intensity and the block shot.
Minnesota is going to turn it over here to Washington. And Minnesota had trouble getting it in, just tight space around that inbound.
It's going to be an interesting game for both teams as it comes late for the Mystics in a road trip for them as they're kind of wrapping up a road trip. Minnesota, as Coach Reed talked earlier about this possibly being a trap game.
Goes off the backboard, and Minnesota will take back over. Courtney Williams thought about it in rhythm. Now Miles against her former teammate in Cintron is able to sling herself to the rim for two.
Nice read of the defense right there, able to stretch out and get that one-handed layup.
Those two have a lot of history together in South Bend as Austin will launch from three, and Minnesota again keeps them off the glass, one and done here in the first quarter. Miles reading the defense off the switch. McBride, a great look from deep, not that time. McBride a couple games removed from moving into fifth all-time in WNBA history career threes. It's been incredibly steady and consistent this last stretch of games, including defensively, and that's going to be a whistle as she tried to pull. So is Natasha Howard leading the fast break for the Lynx, the step through and the finish.
Natasha Howard just having an incredible year here for Minnesota, but I love that it's the defense that gets everybody rolling, and then she goes ahead and lays it in on the other side.
Minnesota first in the WNBA, or the second in steals per game. They also get a ton of blocks thanks to Nia Coffey, top 10 in the W. McBride, quick trigger, just falls off the front of the rim, and the rebound cleared by Iriafen. Cody McMahon new into the game. Another rookie on this team. We have top six picks the last two WNBA drafts. Here's McMahon for three. She's got it.
And that's going to be really important for McMahon to be able to knock down those shots from out there. As you can see, the double teams are coming inside Minnesota, playing aggressively to protect the paint.
That was not always a consistent part of her game at Ohio State and in Oxford. Beautiful drop off, Miles to Howard, working to perfection.
The Mystics are going to have to figure out how to slow down Howard getting into the lane. She's had 2 straight line drives now.
14-10 is Minnesota's early lead over the Washington. They work through Iriafen. Really enjoying a greater result with a face-up game this season, and that time she's fouled.
And you love that matchup with Iriafen and Nia Coffey. Early, just that great balance that Minnesota brings.
Minnesota leads the W in that category, points off turnovers. And first free throw good for Iriafen. This Washington team 7-7 this season. They've won 3 of their last 4, but those 3 wins by a combined 11 points total against Toronto, Connecticut, and New York. And head coach Cheryl Reeves said before the game, sometimes when you have a team that has so much youth, you just kind of move on. You don't have that long-term memory of those kinds of games.
Yeah, I like the way that they played. I watched that New York game, and it was, they believed that they could win, and right down to the last second, and that's the sign of maturity from this young group.
Lucy Olsen fires a pass inside, and Iriafen easily takes care of it.
Yeah, getting that positioning down low, taking up space is one of the things that they're going to do to continue to score in the paint.
Miles weaving, reversing is not there. Howard with the offensive rebound. She has dominated the offensive glass. Look at that pass. It's not going to lead to a 3 by Coffey, but a third chance opportunity for the Minnesota Lynx as Miles takes off and extends for 2.
Talked about it at the top of the show. Second chance opportunity is going to be key here for Minnesota. They do a great job of giving themselves 2 and 3 chances to get the nice lay-in by Miles.
Lauren Betts, number 4 overall pick in the 2026 draft. The NCAA champion. Maybe that comes later in her career. There's McMahon. Under 5 seconds to shoot. Iriafen is going to have that waved off. Got tangled up there with Nia Coffey.
And after some good offensive rebounding, Olivia Miles does her work with her outstretched one-handed lay-in. And there's some battle down low. This is going to be a good game for that woman right there and Nia Coffey. They're going to need her a lot because of her strength and her ability to battle down low.
Courtney Williams, the mid-range on target.
where she is the most comfortable, and she's so grateful that her coaches let her take that shot. She's like, that's what I do, and I'm so thankful that they're allowing me to do it.
Coach Ruth says, I'm well aware that it's not the analytically correct thing to do, but when you have someone who can hit the shots like Courtney does, you give her free reign. Here's Lucy Olsen, meanwhile, on the other side, has seen her minutes tick up in recent games for the Mystics.
Lucy Olsen comes in and makes an impact right away.
Pick and roll doesn't go to Minnesota's plan. McBride and Howard on the hookup. And now 2:30 to go in this first quarter. A closely contested one. The lob inside to Betts. Broken up, stolen by Howard. Minnesota with numbers on this side. Courtney drains it again from the mid-range.
Yeah, you can't play drop coverage on Courtney Williams right now. She's been too hot from that point on the court. You have to stay right in her jersey.
Sydney Johnson said, talking about the Minnesota Lynx, they don't get enough credit for how great they are in the offensive glass, but also they just knock down shots everywhere on the floor, and that's what you have to contend with facing the Minnesota Lynx.
The shooting percentage has been ridiculously high this year for Minnesota, and it's everybody. That starting five, all of them can score.
Maya Caldwell tries to extend, has that taken away by Sonia Citron. A young player takes a lot of pride in her defense. Still trying to look inside, this time to Angela Dugalich, who's new into the game. Yet another rookie on this squad. She will sneak by Olakosu along the baseline. Tierra McCowan, after not playing the last game against Golden State, is heading to the scorer's table early.
Dugalich, that was an incredible move inside. That was really nice finesse right around the basket.
She's a really versatile player at UCLA. Also an NCAA champion with Betts, as McBride will reroute her drop. 4 seconds to shoot for the Lynx. That's knocked away now, 2.7 on the clock.
I've told you, Sloan, I've become a big fan of the UCLA coach, and now I like to watch her Instagram to see all the things that she, I mean, what an incredible coach she is, and it has really been a pleasure to watch her and her players and the impact they've had on the WNBA.
Corey Close has so much wisdom, and we're so lucky that she shares it with us from her extensive coaching experience. She's also a disciple of John Wooden as well, carrying on that legacy. And you can see it in the success of her players in the W this season. Williams slices her way through, drops it off, the unselfish play, working for Minnesota per usual.
The defense has to collapse onto Courtney Williams because she's so good in the mid-range, which allows her to dump it off right to her teammate.
Austin tries to spin against McCowan. That's great size against great size, and there's a whistle. That will go on McCowan.
Shakira Austin is a player who's really going to want to get rolling here in this one because she could make a big impact. Here's some pick and roll action right now from Minnesota, and it is fun to watch. It's anybody and Howard, like whoever she's in that pick and roll with, it's so fun to see because she's shooting such a high percentage at the rim right now.
Lynx fans, today only one All-Star vote counts as two. So cast your votes for Natasha Howard, Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, and Olivia Miles right now at lynxbasketball.com/all-star. Of course, coaching selections for reserves, media voting also going to play a role, but we know Minnesota needs multiple representatives, certainly all four, making great cases as the best team in the WNBA playing without an MVP candidate leading the way. 10 seconds to shoot for Delar. Miles, the hesitation, step back, nearly a ridiculous mid-range, but it just doesn't fall. Minnesota shooting 48% from the floor in this first quarter. A 2-second differential shot here. Working it through Citron. Second in Rookie of the Year voting last season. A great look from straight on, and she can't take advantage. That rims out. Offensive blast work by Onyenwere. That is the first having the most potent offensive season of her career. Now here deep into it. McBride the floater, not that time. Washington will take back over in this tie ball game. Washington shooting lights out, 62%. Minnesota bringing Tierra McCowan early to make a stand like that the rim, getting it over to Coffey with the extra effort.
Love the effort right there from McCowan. That's exactly why she's in this game early. The Lynx need size and paint protection.
Coach Reeves said of this group, this front court for Washington, no other team has that kind of size and dynamic athleticism. You see it there with Shakira Austin leading the break for her squad. McMahon drops it inside. Angela Dugalich. You see that front court in action running the floor.
Yeah, it's really pretty to watch. They move the ball, just passing, getting up and down the court, and that was really started by Shakira Austin.
60% shooting for the Washington Mystics so far as Miles drops it off. She's an illusionist.
I love that for McCowan. Just easy baskets to get her in the rhythm of this offense. It's so fun to have someone who can get you the ball.
Moore working around the screen. Facing up now is Austin, 10 to shoot as she slices through, and McCowan makes that tough. She did not play. Coach's decision against Golden State called on early, making an impact with her defense against Austin, and one of the great front courts in the W. Coffey, indecisive, hands it off to Miles, who turns on the Jets against her former teammate and converts.
That has to be fun. Notre Dame going, attacking one and another. Pretty to watch.
It's going to be a jump ball. As Maya Caldwell set to check in.
And Olivia Miles doing it again. It's the no-look inside. It's just so fun to watch. And then her ability to get to the...
Minnesota leading by 2, 26-24. Able to track it down, keep it Minnesota's possession. Two starters on the floor for the Lynx, and Miles playing off ball here on this possession. Coffey as well. Caldwell lost it from 3, leaves it short, and tracked down by Austin. It's her 3rd rebound so far. Moore weaving through the defense. Getting Miles in the air. Miles sticks with it. Good ball movement by the Mystics, and Amore just grazes iron there. And a good defensive stand for the Minnesota Lynx.
Olivia Miles had to work for that defensively. Did a nice job staying with her player, reading back and forth.
Has got good minutes over the last couple. 6 20-point victories this season. They're trying to find a cushion here in this contest here in the second quarter. Austin, couple hesitation moves. She goes up right in the thick of it, and she's fast.
Austin has really had to think about what she's doing in the paint right now. She's such a finesse player and can get boards and easy layups, but when you have McCowan in there right now, she's making her readjust her shot.
Free throws here for the Mystics, and Austin taking a moment, walking a little gingerly right now. Came down around a lot of contact around her. Averaging nearly 15 and 10 per game this year. Continues to blossom, even though she's the 2nd most experienced player on the team, drafted in 2022. Lynx fans, be there for the biggest moments of the season. With the Flex plan, pick any 5 games that fit your schedule and receive the July 6th matchup against the Sun for free. Plus, you'll save over single game prices and get playoff ticket pre-sale access. Get your Flex plan now at lynxbasketball.com/flex. Miles guarded by Amore, trying to break free of her. 10 seconds to shoot for Minnesota, shooting 46% in the game to this point. McCowan wants it in the post. 3 seconds to shoot. And that's going to land near the Lynx bench. A turnover by Minnesota. And that is their 4th.
I like how McCowan was battling down low and calling for the ball. She was trying to get it on her.
Miles on her back. And the 3 on the way. No good for Onyenwere, but a rebound by Austin nearly leads to a 3 by Amore. Washington 3 for 8 shooting from beyond the arc. Miles now resetting one-on-one with Amore, who gets her hand right across Miles' lap. She's going to be called for the offensive foul, which she takes issue with. A whistle away from the ball. It's going to go on Coffey, who's been contending in the paint. That's her second, with Kiki Iriafen, who's a tenacious player in the paint. 5:59 on the clock, tied up at 26 here at Target Center. What a find that is inside. Iriafen can't convert, and then Coffey is fouled, working the glass.
Yeah, those are the points that the Mystics really have to get. They get an open look down low. Where they want to dominate is in the paint, but Nia Coffey making things difficult down low. This is what makes her so good. Why Minnesota's defense is so tough is because of Nia Coffey.
From the very early on this season, Coach Rivas said Nia Coffey defines our toughness, the way she sets the tone offensively and defensively, doing everything right for this Lynx team. Looking back door, how about the center with the dime? Looking to Maya Caldwell. Beautiful basketball coming up from everywhere for the Minnesota Lynx. That's their 8th assist. Miles leading the way with 4 of those. Citron off a curl. And she's fouled, almost losing the basketball.
Sonia Citron.
She's pretty familiar with Cheryl Reeves. She knows what it's like to be that pass-first post player. She can dial back into it. Iriafen rips it away from the Lynx. She is a tough player to handle inside.
She really is, and that is what she needs to do. She averages 15 points per game because she is aggressive in pulling down boards and laying it back in. You have to put a body on her.
And working through Howard at the high post. Williams well contested from the mid-range. The long rebound comes away into Amor. 2 points, 2 assists already for the rookie. Iriafen double teams. They try to feed it again inside, and Howard is whistled. This is a team in the Mystics that leads the WNBA in fouls drawn. We're starting to see that happen here as they look into the post.
So the Mystics rely heavily, as I said, on trying to get that ball inside into the post players, and Minnesota knows that. They've read what they're trying to do, and so they're getting in the passing lanes, but they're fouling, so they're going to have to pull back just a little bit.
Just a couple players with 2 personals apiece, and Coffey and Howard for the Lynx as Onyenwere slashes back door. Citron, couple dribble pull-up, can't connect off glass, and gobbling up that rebound is Howard. Williams surveying, and she'll pull up from the long range. That's no good, just inside that 3-point arc. But in the passing lane is Caldwell, taking it all the way for an easy 2.
Every single one of these Lynx players prides themselves in getting in those passing lanes.
She's been so active, Coach Reed praising Maya Caldwell, especially defensively, as Minnesota will take it back off the offensive foul by Washington.
Caldwell doing all of the little things that keeps you on the court, and it starts on the defensive side of the ball.
Minnesota already leading points off turnovers 15-5, can add to that here. And the lifeblood here offensively, half of their points. Caldwell finally finds it inside. Howard against the 6'7". Betts loses the handle, gets her in the air, can't convert with the left.
One thing you notice about Betts is she's really got good feet. She has really nice post moves and defensive stance down low. She is good.
Extremely mobile, soft touch at her size. 10 to shoot now for Washington, and Nia Coffey takes it away, showing some fire. Wanted a whistle there on the other side. Caldwell feeds it inside deep. Howard, turnaround is so smooth.
Natasha Howard not the least bit intimidated by the size disadvantage that she has on the court right now.
Lucy Olsen now orchestrating the offense. Georgia Amor not on the floor. Olsen can't find anywhere to go against Caldwell. Snatching it away, Courtney Williams, a 2-on-1. Williams, McBride, back to Williams, and Minnesota feasting off their defense.
The Minnesota Lynx have the best defense.
The first half. Amor weaving through traffic. Betts can't control it, but Nia Coffey does. She's got 3 rebounds. Williams now running the show here offensively for the Lynx. Olivia Miles not on the court right now. Coffey now 4 to shoot for Williams. Dancing with Amor, slicing along the baseline, has to get it up, and she's fouled just in time.
Sonia Citron doing a nice job defensively right there on Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams is doing a lot of dribbling in and out there.
Gets still leading a very balanced Lynx attack with 9 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Looking for a new way to take in a Lynx game? Grab your crew and watch the squad from a premium suite. It's a great way to celebrate a birthday or host clients and experience Lynx basketball in style. Book your suite experience right now at lynxbasketball.com/suites. Minnesota currently on an 8-0 run, trying to seize control of this game. And what has started very back and forth and close between these two teams. Tasha Howard fighting Lauren Betts inside. It's going to be a 3-second violation.
Yeah, they are working, Mystics are working so hard to get that ball inside to Lauren Betts, and she has yet to score in this game. She's been in it for 7 minutes, but they know that that has to change if they are going to get a W here at Target Center.
Last year's Big Ten and Defensive Player of the Year simultaneously. Minnesota back with the basketball. Miles working through that high screen, patient as always, fading from inside the paint, just rolls off the front iron. And Miles sitting at 6 points on 3 of 7 shooting with 4 assists as McMahon has that go awry, flying in at the last moment. Minnesota able to make the difference on the fast break attempt. Miles leaving it off. Exquisite basketball by the Minnesota Lynx.
Lynx running a clinic out there, just beautiful basketball. Nothing going right now for the Mystics. They had some open looks that they can't finish on. Can they settle in on this possession?
Citron fouled by another Fighting Irish alum, and Kayla McBride.
Sonia Citron, oh, this is the Lynx doing what they do best, moving up and down the court and sharing the ball. I mean, look at the movement and the pace. Everybody willing to get up and down the court together.
Fast break points are 8-0 in favor of Minnesota. They've also scored 19 points in this first half off of Washington turnovers. Citron, an excellent free throw shooter, will knock them down. Minnesota back with it. Starters on the floor for the Lynx to close out this first half, the final minutes here at Target Center. Howard facing up against Betts. Drains it.
It's been a good matchup for Natasha Howard.
Of course, we know Natasha Howard is not going to have any fear against any size of the opponent against her. This is a rookie against a player now in her 14th season. As Citron is able to sneak her way inside. Watching Howard face different kinds of opponents with the grace that she does has been magnificent. Here's Miles turning on the Jets to the rim, just unstopped yet again.
Yeah, this is a pace Minnesota likes to play out when they can get those easy baskets on run out.
Amor directing traffic. About a 5-second difference shot in game clock to close out this first half. Amor slices her way through, leaves it for McMahon, and she will rattle home her second 3 today. She's got 6 points.
Yeah, something you're not really expecting from her game, but boy, it's making an impact here from the Mystics.
Williams at the buzzer is no good, and the Lynx lead the halftime break. That's always a theme when we talk to our assistant coaches for this team that leads the W in offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating, and scoring margin by a significant margin. It was good, but it could be better.
Yes, not quite good enough. I love it.
Never surprised to hear that reaction from our coaching staff, and always appreciate them joining us here on the broadcast. As Williams trying to dial up the mid-range, falling away, and the rebound collected by Shakira Austin.
See if the Mystics can figure out how to get Onion Verde a little bit more involved in this game offensively.
On cue, but that time can't convert on the reverse attempt. Minnesota still leading 42-35 here at early goings of the third quarter. Minnesota was able to feast off their defense, and they're doing it with exquisite offense again. Kayla McBride, count it!
Just incredible job right now by Minnesota coming out the third quarter with this beautiful offensive set, a backdoor cut by Kayla McBride, who can show you that she can score in so many different ways. And her off-ball movement allows her to get to the basket.
Kayla McBride, so incredibly valuable to this team as a leader, her scoring, her defense. You can become breathless talking about all the ways she impacts the game for the #1 team in the WNBA, converts the three-point play. Minnesota now up by 10 here in the third quarter. More waiting for that area Fenn high screen, directing traffic, and Minnesota forcing Washington deep into the shot clock. Here's a backdoor cut by Onyenwere. She got burned on the other side, and this time she will finish with the whistle.
Yeah, and that's the way to get yourself rolling offensively. It's movement without the basketball, and that's what allowed her to get that backdoor cut. Just good communication and patience by this Mystics team and allowing that to play out.
Onyenwere, the most experienced member of this team. Last game, her teammate, Kiki Iriafen, had a big smile talking about her. She said she's not too cool for us. You know, she's involved in everything that we do, but how vocal she is so important for such a young team. She said, I hear her in the background every time I'm on the floor with her. Now as an assistant coach with her alma mater as McBride can't knock her down for three.
So she has some knowledge to share with this young team, so I hope they're all listening.
Citron, leading scorer for the Mystics in the first half, decides against driving against Williams. Looking backdoor, a collision. McBride again going all out, but it lands in the hands of Austin with 2 players down on that possession.
Wow, that looked like a serious collision, and it took everyone a second to get up, but the play went on.
Miles muscling her way up, showing off the flex to the crowd as well. But Washington looks to respond in a blur, and free throws coming up here for Iriafen.
And it looks like the Mystics here at the start of this third quarter are starting to play a little bit faster, but here's the collision that we were referring to. And that
team that leads the W in free throw rate, fouls drawn, free throw attempts per game, all #1. Now trailing by 7. Minnesota back with it, still all starters on the floor, 3 of them in double figures, Howard, Williams, and Miles. Is that shot on the way? No good. Quick one and done by Washington. More, the hesitation, the attack, that's the growing confidence by the rookie point guard.
Yeah, she's really done some nice things in this game. She has the ball in her hands a lot of the time, doing a nice job of directing traffic, and they're getting to the rim.
4 points, 3 assists as Miles is fouled by her former teammate in Citron. Those two playing several years in South Bend.
Sometimes you got a double team on you, and it's just a good read, a quick first step to get to the basket, and nice easy lay-in.
Started the season with poor shooting compared to what we saw over her lengthy college career. Miles setting it back to Coffey, under 10 to shoot from Minnesota's offense. The safety valve is Natasha Howard. Howard backing down, fading, and hitting for 2.
Extra help on Natasha Howard and closing out quicker on her, because she's had her way today.
Leading scorer in this game at 12 points, so he's reliable. Makes things tough there for Austin, nearly saved it from going out of bounds, and will stay Washington possession.
Shakira Austin had a nice move to the basket, some spin moves, but it's just not enough. And then Howard just showing what she can do. Nice little fade away, gets her space that allows her to knock down the shot.
Moore gets it in for the Mystics. McBride preventing Citron from even getting free on the opposite side as Austin uses every bit of her length and can't convert again. Miles in the open floor, zooms past Amore, but for Citron. Can't knock it down. Uriafen working the glass, just ripped that out of the air.
And that's exactly what the Mystics needed right there. And Citron gets a good look from the three-point line, but her teammate bails her out with the rebound.
Pick and roll. There's Howard, who's stuck on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball between her and Shakira Austin. Helped her leading all scores today. 6 of 9 shooting from the floor as well. 4 rebounds, 3 steals. A couple of assists. Jump it up here with Austin. 49-45, Minnesota still on top. By as many as 10 points here in the third quarter, but Washington has been able to chip away. Coach Reed talked about it before the game. This team doesn't have long-term memory. Comes to those mistakes. Citron again eating into this deficit, back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, Citron finding ways to score on this very good Lynx defense. Is able to get to her spots and show she has mid-range game.
12-4 run for Washington. They can add to that here, but Jugalich taps it right to Coffee, who's fouls. Jugalich is slow to get up to her feet. Tried to make that effort play. Didn't go her way.
Sonia Citron in her sophomore season in the W has been good. 3 Lynx players collapsing in on her. She's still able to score. Rid of the ball for both teams. It is a physical battle.
I think that last game against Golden State really prepared Minnesota to come back here and play against a really athletic and physical Washington team. You heard it from Lindsay Whalen about the attributes of this squad. Coffee, a great look. Multiple shots of just halfway down and out. There's some chirping going on down here. McMahon, who is a fiery player, we know that from her college days. That's something to say alongside Natasha Howard. McMahon held back from her teammates. Coach Reed also frustrated with what she's seeing on the floor.
Someone's going to get beat up here shortly. They're warning Coach Reeves to step off the court.
Coach Reeves clearly taking issue. More scenarios that have reached clearly a boiling point here midway through the third quarter. Coach Reeves receiving a technical. It is Amore on the technical free throw. McMahon and Howard sticking in the game right now. It's Washington basketball, just a 1-point game. Minnesota had increased its lead to 10, but Washington has assuredly chipped away in a tough road environment. It's still a 13-4 run for the Mystics. Austin throws it inside on Minwede. A tough shot forced inside, but another whistle you can barely hear above the din of the crowd.
Minwede again trying to assert herself as we thought she would in the offense here in the second half.
That is now 4 fouls on Mia Coffee. Minnesota's calling a timeout here with another whistle on the floor. 49-48 is Minnesota's lead in a chipping one in Minneapolis.
Nice remarks about her before the game.
She has been playing upwards of 20 minutes per game the last stretch for the Minnesota Lynx. Coach Reed praising her aggression, her physicality, her speed, her shot blocking. They're going to need that combination against a dynamic front court of Washington. See if Minnesota can establish a rhythm here with the choppy third quarter under their belts. Approaching the midway point of the third quarter, Miles is going to reset before she takes off, accelerates for the layup.
Her first step is so quick. Once she gets ahead of the defense, you can't catch up to her.
She doesn't need much time to process. She's ready to go. That IQ, outstanding by Olivia Miles. The best rookie in the WNBA, one of the best in the league already. 5 to shoot. Dugalich launches a 3. Poked out of bounds, and it will be Minnesota basketball. 51 to 49 is Minnesota's lead. Williams dropping it off to Howard. Now Miles again. She's gonna have to establish this offense until she sees a seam open up in front of her.
So good playing off of the screen because she doesn't need very much space, and she rolls right off of it and gets the advantage to get to the basket.
It's back-to-back possessions, Leah, where the defense is just parted for her as Citron with the tough finish.
Sonia Citron is going to figure out ways to score and get into the paint here.
Miles left open for 3. Yes!
Miscommunication by the Washington Mystics, and they have to pay for it. Olivia Miles knocks it down.
17 points, 5 assists today for Olivia Miles. 7 of 12 shooting, and her bounce back from a career-low performance in her very early career. McMahon will spin, leaves it short. Long rebound up for grabs. And it'll be Austin scoring off the feed from Dugalich.
And that's what the Mystics haven't figured out how to do enough, is get that ball inside to Shakira Austin, and that way she has had to really work for her points in this one.
Washington having trouble stopping this pick and roll and allowing Miles to get downhill. She gives it off this time. Williams almost loses it. Now 5 to shoot for Minnesota. Williams drops it into Howard, and will be a Minnesota turnover. That's just number 7 at this point.
The length of Shakira Austin disrupting the ball down low.
Playing a big cushion on Amor, decides not to take it as Austin streaks her way in, and Howard says, "I'll take that." Miles now surveying, guarded by her former teammate at Notre Dame. Dropping it down low, unstoppable offense by the W's best rookie.
The pick and roll is the perfect game for Olivia Miles. Boy, does she thrive in that action.
6 assists for Olivia Miles to go along with her 17 points. Citron lets it fly. Miles has been in attack mode, feasting on this Mystics defense, looking for another assist, but Howard is behind the backboard there. They'll get another chance.
The Mystics think that they kicked the ball and they're hoping to get a call. And look at Olivia Miles doing what she does best. She's dropping 3-pointers and getting the ball to her teammates. It is amazing what that rookie has been able to do.
Combines. Things tough here Minnesota to try and get any kind of distance. Lynx now bringing some full court pressure. More running the show for the Mystics. 5 points, 4 assists for her tonight. Looking backdoor, Citron. She's going to the free throw line.
And again, for Sonia Citron, it's all about her movement without the basketball. That's what allows her to get loose and for her to get to the basket. In this last play, she does such a good job cutting quickly.
Citron today, 13 points. Otherwise hasn't really split the stat sheet. Don't miss your chance to score a Lynx Peanuts hat. Get it with a special ticket offer for the July 6th game against Connecticut. Be in the building and live with a special piece of Lynx swag. Visit lynxbasketball.com/promotions to purchase this exclusive offer. Off the miss, it'll stay Washington basketball. Under 10 to shoot as Irief then faces up against Kosu. McMahon left open. She has 2 threes today. Now 2 to shoot for the Mystics. Citron, too strong.
Great help defense right there by the Minnesota Lynx. Coming in to tank that roller. They just can't hit the ball inside.
Miles dropping it off for Howard. Not that time against Betts, new into the game. Citron off a curl. She's attacking. Uriafen right there, but the loose ball comes away to Miles. Season advantage. Directing traffic to Kosu, who slices across the lane, and a whistle will go on Washington.
Sonia Citron finds herself chasing Olivia Miles for that whole offensive possession, and Olivia Miles is just running the show. She is so hard to defend.
You can see Miles, where she was stuck back to the basket, literally pointed to Kosu. You come over here,
yes,
cut around, and it works to fruition. Minnesota is now just 4 of 4 shooting from the free throw line. Washington, 12 of 16. That is quadruple the amount of free throws. And we know Minnesota has not depended on getting to the free throw line this season. Direct opposite to the identity of the Mystics. First in fouls drawn, first in free throw rate and attempts in the W this season. But notable disparity there at this point in the game. Under a minute to play before the fourth quarter here at Target Center. Uriafen working a two-player game with Amor. Forces the issue along the baseline, and Minnesota not giving her any kind of options. Caldwell coming up with the steal and is fouled.
The defense is relentless right now. I mean, Washington cannot find an opening.
With that whistle, McBride here at the free throw line. A transition take foul. And of course you have Kayla McBride. It's one of her favorite things to do. Take those free throws, especially here to close out the third quarter, making it a 2-possession game.
Kayla McBride is the pro's pro, so good at every aspect of the game, has put the work in across the board.
Even a couple games ago back in this building against Portland, she took a shot, was slow to get up. She said, I was not missing those free throws. Courtney Williams leaves it short. Gobbled up by Dugalich on the glass. Man trying to get free against Caldwell. Goes right into the chest of Howard.
And that's where I think McMahon is at her best, playing a little bit of bully ball, using her size and strength to get inside.
And that's exactly how she played in the college game as well. In fact, teams started to pick up on it. She was drawing a lot of offensive fouls her sophomore, junior season at Ohio State. Had to readjust her game, but it's working now in Minnesota's lead. Less than a second difference. Shot and game clock to close the third. McBride turns the corner, extends the finger leg is no good. Now 3 seconds to go for Citron. Up ahead to McMahon, who lets it fly. Hits iron, but that is how the third quarter will end. 60-56 is the narrow lead for the Minnesota Lynx, trying to pull out back-to-back close game victories. First on the road. Coach Reeves said this was the perfect opportunity for her. She needed this. This is a growth point for a young player in Olivia Miles.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Is she needs to be challenged, and she was challenged in that game, and she is back better than ever now.
She filled the stat sheet, had the game-sealing block as well. I think her teammates learned a lot about Olivia Miles as well, too. Coach Reeves says, in those tough moments, you learn what kind of teammate you are when you're frustrated, when you could quit. But she did the exact opposite, and look how she's flourishing in this game right after.
Yeah, it really does matter because it makes such a big difference. We all know that the ball's not going to go in the basket all of the time, especially for a point guard who's directing traffic. And so can you still be part of the game defensively, blocking shots? Yes, she did all of those things.
Miles is forcing Amor to go to the left. You look at her bets back in the hands of Amor, now guarded by McBride. Citron with the step back. Wow. 17 points for Sonia Citron. Miles weaves her way past Betts, and Betts will be whistled for the foul. Miles had no fear on that drive.
Yeah, Lauren Betts is kind of yet to assert herself in this game here and really have an impact on it. And those are the things.
Kind kind of serve that layup on a platter, one arm that she goes in with all the time. And she said, it's just kind of the way she's wired. It's the way that she is, and you just go with it because she's having success.
Yeah, I agree. And give her some points for the style points.
Not that I'm sure that's the most important ingredient, but
but I like it.
It sure works. Amore gets free around a screen. Miles there with the help defense, but Amore puts it down.
Amore has been steady in this game, figuring out how to impact it.
7 points, 5 assists for the rookie point guard in the battle of rookie point guards here. Washington's won 3 of their last 4. Minnesota with 3 straight victories under their belts. Here's Miles turning a corner, leaves it for Howard against the 6'7" Betts, and they're going to call travel.
It's a defensive stop that the Washington Mystics should kind of lean into here in the fourth quarter. If they can slow down Howard in the paint, and Lauren Betts is kind of walled up on her, trying to slow her down.
Betts was a 2-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, including last year, where she also won Player of the Year overall, the only player in conference history to do so. She feels confident on that side of the ball. Still a 1-point lead for Minnesota, 62-61. Lee McMahon to bring it in for Washington. Shooting for 45% for much of this game. Amore has got nowhere to go. Nia Coffey with the deflection. It will stay Washington ball, and McMahon finds another rookie underneath and Betts for an easy 2.
Yeah, smart move by Lauren Betts. She just stayed back and hovered around as everyone else pulled out around the perimeter.
That is Washington's first lead since it was 24-22. There's a whistle over on this side. That'll be on McMahon.
And it was a little bit of contact right here. We've seen a lot of that in this game. Bodies flying.
Well, it was those 2 players. Trying to briefly be separated. There was some feistiness between the 2, trying to battle for a rebound. Coach Reeve was given a technical over that span, and both were given their own fouls. McBride drains it, and she's feeling it in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, I love that. When Kayla McBride gets hyped up, there's usually a switch in intensity for the Minnesota Lynx.
Deep into the shot clock for the Mystics. Poked away by Coffey, relentless wherever she's defending on the court. Dugalich has to extend, nowhere close, and Minnesota with a defensive stand.
The crowd here at Target Center loves it. Minnesota locks down on the defensive side of the ball. This Kayla McBride getting a big 3-point shot, the energy that she brings.
Points for McBride. Swapping the lead back and forth. And the officials convening for a discussion, but not allowing the players to go back to their respective huddles. So McBride's shot was called a 2, potentially looking at if this was actually a 3. That was briefly done. We're right back to it. McBride still sitting at 8 points as that's poked away. And McMahon will bring it up. Citron has it blocked by Coffey. McMahon now for 3. She drains it. And for McMahon, just 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
We haven't seen a lot of that in this game where Minnesota's late on their rotation, and McMahon really taking advantage.
Streaking to the rim is Howard. No stopping that momentum from the vet.
Yeah, she's going to continue to score in the paint. They haven't figured out an answer on how to slow her down.
Foul. And it's going to go on Maya Caldwell. That is her second. She's going to check out for Courtney Williams. Moore trying to get downhill, sees Natasha Howard, decides against it. Austin will kick it out. Moore sets her feet. And the rebound snare by Howard, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and a couple assists for Natasha Howard. Here's Williams rattling home the mid-range. 68-66 is Minnesota's lead. The whistle away from the ball is going to go on McBride, trying to prevent Citron from cutting through.
Courtney Williams finding ways to come off screens and knock down big shots.
Williams today with 19 points on 8 of 13 shooting, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. There have been outstanding performances up and down for the Minnesota Lynx, who are shooting also 50% in this game. Area Fenn darting along the baseline will finish the contact.
A really solid move by Area Fenn, who responds to Nia Coffey coming out to...
9 points. And 6 rebounds. Should make that now 12 points with the free throw. Converting the three-point play, the Mystics take back the lead, 69-68. Approaching the midway point of this fourth quarter. Coffey will fire. McMahon with the rebounds. McMahon pushing the pace for the Mystics, playing heavy minutes today off the bench for Washington, able to get past her defender and to the free throw line.
The Mystics doing what they do best right now is be playing physical basketball and getting to the free throw line. They have done that quite a bit in this tilt.
Minnesota has attempted 8 free throws, 17 attempts for the Mystics. I'm going to step aside for a moment. A tight one here. You won't want to go anywhere. 69-68. This tie game. Minnesota had a 10-point lead at the start of the third quarter. Minnesota in the first half had 19 points off turnover, just 3 in the second half. Same for fast break points. They were 8-0 in the first half. They have 0 fast break points in the second. Washington has made adjustments.
Yes, and the defensive intensity from the Minnesota Lynx has gone down from the first half to the second half, and the Mystics have figured out also how to score in the paint. So both teams doing, an equal job there now.
This is a Mystics team coming off a win at the New York Liberty, 86-83, ending the Liberty's 8-game win streak. There were 12 lead changes, 19 ties. Coach Johnson said it was a huge sign of our growth, how we applied things we learned. We knew the scouting report in key moments. This is a young group who's really starting to come together at this point in the season and making it tough for Minnesota. They lead by 1. Now 5 minutes to go. Miles, started by Onion Reddick. Most experienced member of this team will go with the step back that just grazes iron. So the Mystics will take back over.
Good defensive stop right there by the Washington Mystics, and they will look to see if they can get back down court. One thing about this team is they don't shoot a lot of three-pointers, but oddly enough, McMahon has been the player tonight.
They've hit 6 of them. They normally only knock down 5.5 per game, but second to last in the WNBA. They can also do this. Kiki Uriafen can't convert at the rim. Coffey is able to take it. McBride saves that from going out of bounds. That could have been a Minnesota turnover, allowing Miles to attack the rim. There's no answer for Olivia Miles.
She does it with style, her ability to tack the basket and get herself to the free throw line. And then have some fun with the crowd. Just look at her using her body, her off arm to help guide her to the rim.
Minnesota leading 71-70 with this three-point play opportunity coming up for Olivia Miles as we take a look at tonight's play of the game, brought to you by Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Well, the backcourt of this Minnesota Lynx team is having a night here tonight, and Courtney Williams
taken away by Miles, who sees an opportunity in the open court. Williams thought about it in rhythm. In the hands of Miles, who takes off and has that ripped away by Iriafen.
Iriafen just stole that ball from Olivia Miles. She wants it back so she can score on the other end.
And she has the mismatch with Miles guarding her in the paint. Austin trying to feed it inside. Iriafen gets hit hard, and the defense making itself known by Miles. She says, "You can't bully me here."
Some barking going on back and forth. It's the young ones. Look at the defense. Straight up and down, letting her know about it.
There was a snarl on her face. That's how badly Olivia Miles wants to win this game for the Lynx. They've won 3 straight, and the defense again apparent.
Intensity kicking up here at Target Center with 3:44 left on the clock.
3:40 to go here at Target Center. Minnesota leading it by 2. Miles, the hesitation. Howard attacks right at Iriafen. Can't finish right at the rim, but a second opportunity for the Lynx offense. Miles, that high screen, finds Williams. Not that time, was wide open, and another chance. McBride. Courtney Williams battles for another opportunity, and an easy 2.
You can't give them 3 and 4 chances because they're going to score on you for sure.
The Lynx keep at it. Poked away. Austin loses it. Miles in rhythm. There's Howard to clean up the glass, fading, and she is fouled by Austin.
Mystics losing their footing right here, just back and forth with some. And this is what Minnesota has done, is their ability to get the offensive boards. We talked about it early.
Once a close game in San Francisco.
Golden State team playing there is really difficult to win on their home court, and they are so good defensively.
Minnesota on a 7-0 run. It all started with Olivia Miles' 3-point play to spark her team. Now 2:30 to go. Citron takes the handoff. Washington used to playing in close games. We'll see how composed they are. McMahon, she drains it. She's 4 for 4 from distance and now has 15 points.
Showing that her game is growing.
2 minutes remaining.
Miles has Citron on her back. The step back isn't there. It'll be Washington basketball. Under 2 minutes on the clock. Bats will go take it out for Washington. Half court is Howard and Williams. More engineering this offense for the Mystics. Just coming off a win against the New York Liberty. Getting downhill is Iriafen, but standing her ground is Howard at the rim. Williams, ball in her hands. Has Lauren Betts in front of her. Perfect time for the mid-range, but can't get it to go. Williams today, 13 points, 5 of 14 shooting. 1:15 on the clock for McMahon. Has it taken away by McBride. Poked away from her, but she throws it right to Iriafen, who will convert at the rim. The Mystics just as unrelenting in their efforts.
Yeah, they're working hard down low, and it looked like it was going to be an easy turnover for Minnesota, and the Mystics turn it around and get a nice, easy bucket.
1 point lead for Minnesota, 76-75. McBride patient through that pick and roll. It's Miles now with 1 second to shoot. Can't get it to go. It'll be Mystics basketball and shot clock violation. Washington's going to call a timeout. 40.9 seconds to go. 76-75 is Minnesota's narrow lead. This is going down to the wire against the Washington team that, yes, is young, but is very scrappy. Miles with the denial. She does that so well time and time again.
She reads the ball. She reads the game so well, but it's just an absolutely great defensive play. Comes in, hands up, knocks the ball out.
Baseline out of bounds coming up here for the Mystics. It's Amor now surveying.
Get that ball to Sonia Citron.
Area Fenn wants it deep inside, and she's going to take care of it. Posting up Coffee deep. 19.3 seconds on the clock. A timeout is called, and Minnesota count remaining. 77-76, Washington with the lead. It'll be Miles to bring it in for Minnesota. Every fan on its feet, and Miles, that goes out of bounds. A miscue by Minnesota gives it back to Washington, and then they'll have to foul.
Yes, they will. Oh, I didn't see that miscommunication at all, but it was just a quick pass that just went right out of bounds. Now can the Mystics really just need to hold on to this ball. 19 seconds left. We're gonna get fouled right away. Gotta get the ball in bounds though.
It goes to Amor, who is fouled immediately. She's 1 for 1 shooting from the free throw line. Washington 14 for 19. Minnesota clearly still with an ample opportunity. 18.3 seconds left. The situation is Miles has her head down in frustration. Can't let them take the air out of this building because of that turnover. This from Amor to make it a 3-point game. She misses. Area Fenn with the rebound, and she sneaks away, taking a couple of precious seconds before she's fouled again.
That is the biggest rebound of the game tonight.
14.7 seconds on the clock.
Just good movement from Area Fenn, who slips right in.
You missed the memo from last season. Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafen are excellent basketball players in the league already. This is a good reminder. Even Coach Reed talked about it coming into the game, the kind of leaders they are with their competes. Iriafen will miss the second, nearly another rebound, but a whistle as Onyenwere hit the glass. That's going to be on Natasha Howard. Boy, the Mystics can't keep them off the glass right now in these critical moments.
Well, some frustration and some miscues here from this Minnesota Lynx team that we're just simply not used to.
Is the Mystics missing free throws here down the stretch? They're just 16 for 24.
Again, it's just the willingness to slip in and not hold your opponent.
Onyenwere to make it a 4-point lead. And she knocks it down. So Minnesota's going to call a timeout. Washington lead the stretch. McBride is tied up with Onyenwere. They get it in to Howard. Here's Coffee wide open. No good. And Citron securing the rebound. Stuck on the floor. It will be a jump ball with 6.2 on the clock. Minnesota just 4 for 20 shooting from three. This on the clock and a 4-point deficit for the Lynx. 4-point lead for Washington. An 11-0 run to close the. Citron makes it a 12-0 run. McBride has to heave it up. She's fouled from 3-point range.